I just got back from my very first hammock camping trip, and I got to use the WowTac headlamp. This is the A2 version from ThruNite. I have to say, I'm impressed with this light. It was the only lamp that I took on this camping trip, and it worked out very well. So I wanted to run through some of the features, and hopefully you will enjoy the light just as much as I have. I'll show you what's in the box here in just a bit, but I want to run through the modes because they are great. The first one I used all the time was the Firefly, and it's a long hold, and it's just a very subtle light, as you can see right there. And this lasts for 45 days on a full charge. So as you're inside your tent or in a hammock at night and you're doing some reading or just trying to shuffle through your bag, this is all you need for light. It's just a very subtle light. Now, if you took just one regular touch like this, we'll bring up the low setting. This will last for 4 days, which is definitely nice. It's plenty bright to walk through a trail at night. The medium setting, which you just hold one time and it'll move up. There's medium. This is a 12-hour light, which is still really great. Medium, high. This high setting will last for 2.5 hours without being recharged. Double tap when it's on, and this is the super bright mode, and it's very bright. That one only lasts for 90 minutes. Now there is an SOS setting. If you tap once, double tap, and then double tap again, it will do the SOS. So pretty cool. Inside the box, you've got a nice instruction manual. You've got a charging cable for the 18650 rechargeable battery that's in here, and then the light. And there also are 2 extra washers or O-rings to prevent water damage. So those are nice to have. Let's run through some of the settings real quick. The light is detachable from the head strap, so it can become just a regular flashlight by pulling it off of the end here. Just has 2 rubber circles that hold on to the light. So let's take a look at the light itself here. Now you'll notice here on the top it has some little fins, and that is to help dissipate heat. Whenever you turn this onto the turbo setting, it does get quite hot, and so it's nice to have that to help dissipate the heat. You can open the light in 2 different directions. I prefer to open it back here on the end, and that will allow you to slide that 18650 battery out. Now this battery can be recharged with the cable that came in the box right here on the top of the battery, and it does have an indicator light, a little tiny LED that will cycle through green and red to show whether it's charging or charged. So that is very cool. It's hard to see here, but that little O-ring is right there that can be replaced to help with that water resistance there. So as holding this by hand, it's pretty cool. You can just hold like this, and that will allow for a basic light. And then to put it back into the head strap, you just simply loop that rubber back around the light, and it's pretty surprising how tight this holds the light once it has reached the 2 grooves right there. So you can see it spins, but it's kind of slow. The strap itself has 2 adjustments, one here on the top, one here on the side, and that allows you to adjust at what angle you want your light to be in. I have the lights turned off here in my workshop, so let's turn on the light here and get some settings. So long press to turn on Firefly, and you can see it just barely shows up there, but at night this is more than enough to get something out of a bag, so very handy. Okay, I'm gonna single press once to turn on that first setting, and you can see plenty bright down there. Okay, I'm gonna cycle through the settings here. So there is the lowest setting, medium, high, and now for turbo, which is quite bright. And then for the SOS setting, blink again, and there's the SOS. Now it does have memory for the 3 basic settings, so let me hold this down and go to low, and now when I turn this off and back on, it'll still be on that low setting. Having the rubber here on the head strap allows me to easily angle this up and down as I need to. And if for some reason you had to have this angled left or right, you could just spin your headpiece like that. No big deal. The only thing that was a little bit strange getting used to at first was that the light is offset here to one side. So you can put it on the left or the right, but it's not quite dead center, which honestly, it was not much of a big deal whenever I was walking through the woods. But so inside of the hammock or in a tent, the firefly setting is all you need, which is that. But my brother-in-law and I were trying to find a place to hang our food bag to keep from wildlife, and his little light was not near enough to see the trail, and so I pulled this out and was able to step it up, and it was more than enough light for both of us to walk in the dark. I'm going to run through a couple things on the booklet here. Low has 12 lumens, works for 4 days. Medium is 66 lumens, works for 12 hours. High is 210 lumens and works for 2.5 hours. Turbo is 550 lumens and works for 90 minutes. The Firefly is 0.3 lumens and runs for 45 days. The SOS 550 lumens doesn't have a time on it. Distance can be seen is 155 meters max, has a 1.5 meter impact resistance, and an IPX of 1 meter. Before my camping trip, I plugged this up after testing for a couple of days to make sure it was going to suit my camping needs, and it seemed to charge from whatever value it was in about an hour. So I would expect 3 to 4 hours max for charging this battery, and you saw the numbers. It will last for quite a long time, especially on that awesome Firefly setting. This is going to be my go-to camping flashlight from now on because it works as both a handheld and for a headband, so definitely a nice light. If you want to check this light out, I have a link to it down below, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.